going to go through some settings in the command center as it relates to yield monitoring. Using our hot buttons across the top, the first place we're going to go is where to change farm fields and crops, and we're going to hit the corn button, and we're going to hit it 3 times. And this is where we find our farm, field, and crop. And we're going to use our control knob and our check mark to scroll down, and here's where you change your farm, field, and crop. Go in there and check those, okay? When you're done, you press enter to get out of it. Okay, so that's where you would change your farm name, field name, and crop. And page 4 gives you totals. Okay, the second place we're going to go is in the combine section. Now you notice there's a place to change crop here. This crop here is strictly for the harvest track loss monitor, so you do want to change this as well, but this doesn't really relate to yield. Now the farm and the field, they do relate to yield, and here I believe is where you can go through and edit if you need to change names or erase some past data. So, but we're going to try to go to page 3 and page 4. Okay, we'll get back to page 3. Page 4 is where you would deal with your moisture sensor as far as sample rate. That's how many times per minute it's going to stroke and take a sample. Not all combines have this feature. It is based on the latest software version in the moisture sensor. So if your moisture sensor hasn't had the software updated in quite a while, you may not have sample rate. But we all have moisture alarm and moisture correction. Okay, this customer has a -1 in there, so what he's telling me is he wants the combine readout to read 1 point less than what the sensor actually senses. And that's to make the combine sensor equal with his elevator or his sensor he has in his home office. And then we also have yield units down here. So you have bushels, you can change it to hundredweight for popcorn, all kinds of other things for all kinds of other crops. So remember to add or subtract from the number that's already in there when you go to change it. So, and as far as sample rate goes, I like to keep that at 1 because in another video I'll show you some wear points in the moisture sensor of this machine, and if we can keep that thing stroking in and out less, it'll last longer. So how many times per minute do you actually need to know the moisture change? So 1 is probably sufficient, at least in my mind, but this is a decision that you have to make. Okay, I want to go back to that number 3 button in the combine, and I want to go to page 3. The thing I want you to watch here is your record stop height. Okay, this stop height is what tells the combine when I want to record yield data and when I do not. And it's all based off of the height of the feeder house. Okay, so if you look here, my feeder house is pretty high. I'm going to lower it down, and I'm going to say, you know, you want to do this with your header on, but I'm going to say that's as high as I want my recording to start. Anything below this point, I want it to record. Anything above it, I want it to not record. So I'm going to scroll down to this arrow button, and I'm going to hit my check mark. And you see how it changed to 52%, because that is where my feeder house is at now. So anything above 52%, it will not record. Anything below it, it will. And it's very important. That is an item that gets forgotten or missed many times, and a customer harvests a fair amount of data without recording any of it, or his yield monitor won't work at all. So please keep that in mind.